the reason I wanted to do this was because this kid that he's a member on our site, he's been sending me some messages asking about a bunch of stuff, but his last one was about asking about nutrition stuff. His question was asking about what you were talking about one of the past episodes about what nutrition book you were referring to in one of the episodes, and you're actually referring to the precision nutrition course that you took.
Yeah,
So
it's precision nutrition course, and it's like it's a book this thick, and it's actually a course that we had to take.
So I was talking to him. I was talking to him about that, and then he asked me if there's other resources, whatever, that I used when I started to learn about stuff. So I was sending him some things that I had, but I didn't like the resources I was sending him because there was nothing like a 101 key terms, things that just very high level stuff that you should know, and then you can get into the weeds on it. So like, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, so it's not like level of mechanism and biochemistry and all this kind of stuff. But I was thinking there's no super high level basics, quick 1 hour thing that you can go through that I'm aware of that anyone is given out in this context to kids that we're dealing with. So that's why I wanted to do this today, because I put together a presentation that I gave last year during the COVID thing. Yeah. And that is what it is. And so after I sent him, I answered his email, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I actually have something that we could go through about this. So that's kind of what I was, my intent for this is just to be a super, super high level framework of nutrition stuff. So I'm going to go through like some key terms and different templates that you can look at when you're thinking about all kinds of stuff nutrition related. So I'll leave it at that for now, unless you have anything else you want to say before I get going on this.
The only thing I would say, and you're going to do most of the talking today, I believe. Yeah. The thing I would say is that like use the KISS principle. Keep it simple, because it's one of these things that you can really, really get confused with and overwhelmed with. Yep. So in my thing is, like I said earlier about training, it's got to make sense. So, and nutrition isn't necessarily fun. Like that's not the thing. Like because our mindsets, like you have to actually change your mindset. You actually have to want to change your mindset, and how you change your mindset is not change your not quit something or like quit eating junk. It's more becoming something. Mm-hmm. So your mental attitude would be like, that's what kept me from being, not kept me, but one of the things that kept me from being an idiot growing up, doing bad things, is because I'm a hockey player. Hockey players don't do this. So if you have that mentality, hockey players eat this way. Like a serious hockey player isn't going to McDonald's 3 times a week, and you're not eating chips all the time. A serious hockey player is eating good, healthy foods. What are good, healthy foods? Lots of water. Lots of water. You should be pissing more than a Cocker Spaniel. Right? Like me. Yeah. But yeah, you should be pissing more than your grandfather. Yeah. Right? So that, and then really it's just whole foods. Like if you can just keep it that simple, what are whole foods? And you said this before, it's just, they're not in bags, and they're not fancy names. Stuff, chicken is chicken, beef is beef. Like, so it's, you got your meat, your veggies, and your fats, and your fruits. And that's the core of your eating. If you're eating anything outside of that, you're starting to get less healthy. Mm-hmm. And just don't eat like a freaking slob. That's the basics of it. Yeah,
I think I just made this up in my head, so if it doesn't make sense, let me know. You know, people say sometimes you do addition by subtraction. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people try to apply that with food a lot. They think they have to take things away all the time to get better or whatever. Yeah. But I think nutrition a lot of times can be the inverse. It can be subtraction by addition, to use a term. So in order to start trimming off some of the fat or losing some of the bad habits, you add eating better things more frequently, for example. So instead of focusing on, I can't eat the chips, focus on, I need to eat the meat, or I need to eat this, or I need to eat that. So you add things, and then you have less room for the other things. Yeah. So you start to cut those other things by default because you're adding good things. So instead of framing it as, I need to stop this and cut this, don't do that. Just say, I'm going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to add this, this, and this. Yeah. And then we'll see how you feel after doing that. I feel like that's a better strategy because people think they need to restrict and stop and whatever. And this isn't like a weight loss thing or anything either. No. We're not talking about it in those terms. Healthy. But it's just about trying to make a lifestyle change, especially when you're thinking about being an athlete, or if you're mom and dad and you're thinking about buying for a kid who's an athlete or whatever.
Yeah.
Like these are just like super 101 things that you can start to think about.
Yeah.
You know?
And so the other side note is you can find some things that you'll absolutely love. Like, for example, is Frosted Flakes or Mini Wheats or Captain Crunch healthy? Absolutely not. But I like cereal. Okay. Have you ever tried oats? Like, I'll take oats with peanut butter and cinnamon and maybe fruits, like small fruits or whatever. I'll take that any day over that. So that was a nice change for me like years ago. I love it. But I found like I still like to eat oatmeal like maybe once a week. But I do find that it kind of sticks to me too much.
Yep.
Where I got a little bit of a I feel a little bit fuller for longer.
Bloater.
Like it doesn't really necessarily sit. So I pay attention to that. And it's like, well, if you don't like to feel like that, don't eat the stuff. But I enjoy it so much. And it's actually good for me.
Yeah.
So you were bringing in pears.
Yeah.
And I
Pears,
remember
man.
I said I can't stand pears because of their mushy. I find them hard but soft. Right? That's dichotomy.
Yeah.
Hard but soft, and it was like I don't really enjoy pears. I like some like apples and stuff, but I don't like pears. And then you slice them like in big chunks and put cinnamon on them.
Oh, it's deadly.
So you should try it. So I took a bite and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like that's like dessert, and that's a good healthy alternative. So like I love finishing a workout and slicing that pear into four
pear, man.
and putting cinnamon on it, and I enjoy it. So I know that for most of the kids, like I don't want to eat that shit. You know, one of the guys on Charlie's team, he said, I guess Bree is the athletic trainer, and told him that you need to eat your vegetables, and he goes, yeah. She turned around and goes, I'm not eating these things.
Yeah.
Right, but because he hasn't found like the value in it.
That's right.
But those vegetables are like that's the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
But that's like you need your veggies.
Yeah.
For fiber, for making you feel full, for all the
Micronutrients, all this
vitamins,
kind of
all that stuff. So, anyways, there's ways to make nutrition really good, and you got to play around with it a bit, and then pay attention to how you feel. Go.
Yeah. Okay.